we like the way we've spoke for the past 10 years. We'd have to change how we speak to each other. Which is fucking mental. And that's my biggest fear, you know, is waking up one day, like getting semi-famous, waking up one day and just like your phone's going off. You're like,
we got semi-cancelled. We got semi-cancelled in I think 2020. So we've done the PFAs. We performed our beef at the PFAs, right? I remember that night we were like, bro, this is quite mad. You had all the Van Dijk, all the players were there. It was a big award ceremony, and we're like, why the fuck have they asked us to do this? We're doing our beefer, so we've turned up in taxis. But they to make it more palatable, they've got like a bunch of birds from Salts from Liverpool, a dance group, and they were in bikinis. So we've gone up on stage, like done a fucking very average IB performance, come off, like spoke to Manish, and Manish was hosting it, banging. Next morning now, I've woken up in the paper, Daily Mail, big spread, the man who scores an own goal. They've done us for misogyny for having birds in bikinis dancing around us. And Claire Tomlinson, the fat pig, she's you know the one from Sky Sports, like the old, but she's going and says, it's disgusting. I was sitting in the audience, how degrading for these girls. These girls were like, they were so proud. They were, because we went out on TV to like 75 countries or whatever. They were like mad proud that they were getting to do this. And they weren't revealing swimming costumes, not revealing swimming costumes. But yeah, we had a two-play express. Dan did the funniest ever response.
I can imagine Dan.
Like, his response was quality. I was fucking furious. If I had someone put a camera in front of me, I would have been cancelled for that.
But this is the thing, I can't help myself. So if something like that happened to me, I'd be straight on the old Twitter. You fucking.
Yeah. It would be, innit?
Even worse.
I'm the same. I'm sensitive.
I just can't, even when I see TikTok comments, I can't ignore them. I can't ignore them anymore. I'm like, who are you calling a fat cunt? You jump on camera, you fucking prick.
This is what I'm saying. No one would do it. That's what I'm saying. They all want to give it. They wouldn't do it. Yeah. I guarantee you.
The only one who did was Nooks. Yeah, he commented something once, and I was like, why don't you jump on? And he was like, cool. And he did jump on.
To be fair,
that's good though.
He's a good guy as well.
Yeah, he's a nice guy actually.
Yeah. Back.
Yeah, cool.
Somehow. We're at the midfield, I think. We decided Rice was going to play, Bellingham's going to play, Foden's a maybe at the moment, because you might have him in the forwards. We're having him as a forward,
yeah.
Right.
Hesitantly.
And then what, maybe who's going to play next to Rice?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think.
Wow.
I think he's proven that he's got a set of bollocks.
Yeah.
So he can do it.
It's something fresh as well, to be fair. Gallagher's the same as what you've had before. You've had Scott Park. We've had players who ran before.
Yeah. And it's never worked for us.
That's the team then.
Yeah.
Kane's going to play.
Because Kane's going to play, yeah.
And then Saka's going to play.
Yeah.
One other question on that.
Yeah.
Kane gets an injury. Who is the 9 you use up pick out of Watkins, Tony, and who else is what? Is that there's only them two options, isn't it?
That's only two.
Nah, it's Watkins and Tony.
Bellingham.
Yeah. Do you know what? That
might solve a lot of problems. That might solve a few problems.
That solves a lot.
Bellingham play Gordon
and then Foden in the 10.
I think you play Watkins, but truthfully,
I think Tony adds more than Watkins though.
I agree.
I agree as well.
I prefer.
I love Watkins as a man, as a footballer, and what he represents. Actually, big pause. Don't think he's Jesus. But I took a while. Why for that? But that took a while for me to catch it. So I nearly almost like co-signed that. I would have spray after man. Like, wow. Listen, Watkins is a good player. So, but he don't excel at anything.
Nah,
what you have with, and I rate, he's had such a good season. Everything else, he's a workhorse. What is he good at? Like, what's he good at? Is he a clinical finisher?
Get behind better than any English striker.
He can run the channels.
He can run the channels.
I think his hold-up play has really improved this season as well. To be fair,
it has, and he's semi decent in the air. He's not like a Andy Carroll in the air, but he's alright. He can get on the end of crosses.
But he's good. We've got to give him the credit, man. He bags goals.
He does bag goals. That's what I'm saying. I can't hate him.
Most teams are going to play a low block, and most teams are going to try to be hard to break down and not going to allow you to get in behind per se, because no team that we're going to really play is going to play a high line, let's be honest. So against teams like Slovakia, all these dead teams, you're going to need someone who's going to be a bit tricky in the box, someone who's going to lay off a pass. When Tony played the other day, I must say, like, in the box, it was different. It was
he bullies
different.
defenders.
He was just different, bruv. Like,
I think he bullies defenders more than Kane.
Yeah, and you're going to need someone who's good in the box because you're going to have players like Foden around you, people like Bellingham. We're going to need someone tricky to lay it off. And that, like, sort of last 10 minutes against Belgium, it was an onslaught, bruv. We had off the right, Bowen off the right as well, like, different gravy. Yeah. So I think, like I said, he is good, Watkins, but for how we're probably going to need to play, I just think you need someone different other than Kane, obviously. But
I think this is another thing with, if Kane does get injured and we have to play Tony, that's another way to get up the pitch. Rather than hitting it to Rashford or hitting it to Gordon, you can hit it to Tony, and he's good enough to bring the ball down. Yeah. Whereas I don't think Watkins, I think he's fine at it, but he's not Tony.
It's not going to stick 100%.
It's not going to stick. I mean,
you don't guarantee.
Yeah.
Plus pens.
Yeah. Like, plus penalties as well. Yeah. I mean, I trust Tony to come on.
In fact, if we ever get to a penalty shootout, bring Tony on just to take a pen because he will bag it. Like
more aura again. We were saying about Bellingham and his. I mean, don't get me wrong. When the rumours were there about Tony going to Arsenal, I didn't want him because I think he's too arrogant and there's a lot. I see a lot of red flags in his personality. But if you're going to pick him for a tournament, they're the sort of big characters that can win games out of nothing, and he's technically quality.
He believes he is world class.
Yeah, he's him. He calls himself him.
Yeah, he definitely speaks about himself in the first.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I haven't talked about Cole Palmer. What a season!
Yeah, amazing season.
I actually think he's going to play himself into the team. I think he's going to come off the bench. He's going to play himself into the team.
For Saka?
Maybe. As much as I love Saka, I can't deny
it's a gooner, Dodds.
I can't deny Cole Palmer, man. When I first saw him against Swindon banging top bins, and after the game he said, Prem soon come. I was like, yeah.
you can't buy that temperament. I've got to say.
He's got that Manc temperament, and he's got that Manchester. You know that kind of like the Gallagher
swagger.
He's got that swagger.
The swagger.
Like, one of them roles, 10 or right wing. I'm saying he's going to play himself in.
Do you know what? I looked at the friendlies before the tournament beforehand. I can't remember. I think we were playing Iceland and someone else shit. And I thought, what a fucking waste of time that is. And it always is the case. I remember before 2006 World Cup, we played Jamaica, and I remember thinking like, geez, I'm Jamaican and I can't get myself up for this like nonsense. We won 6-0 because we were playing Trinidad. We played Jamaica anyway. There's actually a reason to watch these friendlies because there's a lot to be learnt about this. I've never seen an England team, apart from in 2002, and I know I'm showing my age here, we went into that tournament with bare injuries. Everyone got metatarsal injuries, so we went into with like an unknown squad. This time, there is so many options, so many players, so many things that haven't been tried out. These games are going to be important. So when you say about Cole Palmer playing himself in, that is, we're going to learn a lot in them friendly games because if Saka ain't at it, that's the one good thing. Players are going to get pushed. No one's got a guaranteed spot.
I think Saka was Southgate's guy, though. I think Southgate was the one who kind of brought him into the England frame. When a lot of people were saying Sancho, me included, I'll admit that, I was saying Sancho, because Sancho at Dortmund was setting the world on fire at that point, and Saka was good for Arsenal, but he hadn't had the full breakthrough season. So I think he showed a lot of faith in Saka, and Saka's repaid it. I mean, he scored some great goals in the World Cup. He was good in the Euros. I thought he was our best player against France. So I think it will be hard for Palmer to break in. And I have a weird thing with Palmer. I think he's very good, but I don't know, there's just something where I think,
is he actually that good?
I want to see him I want to see another season first of all, but I also want to see him in an environment where everyone's as good as him, and he's not everything comes through him, rather than him being the main man. And he's on pens, he's on free kicks, he's getting everything. I want to see him in a situation where he's in a team where everyone's the same level as him.
Take away Palmer's penalties and obviously goal contributions. If you watch a Chelsea game, do you notice him as much?
It's a huge thing to take away, though, isn't it?
I know, but like,
I think you do.
Like, do you look at him the same way you'd look at someone like a Manuel or Foden? Like, do you watch them and think, okay, that guy is?
No, I
different.
think you do. I think you do. Like that game against Everton where he scored 4 goals.
I know.
It's one of the best hat-tricks I've seen in years. Go on.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think of a player. I said this, I mean, after the season. I've not seen someone playing this role for Chelsea. I know Hazard had his time, I know Mata had his time, but it's like a Zola in terms of he was this old school playmaker.
Yeah.
Like where literally he would go in and out of games, and when he got the goal, he'd do something.
Yeah.
The problem is, like you say, is that now people know he's going to do that. There'll be plans for Cole Palmer.
Yeah.
There is other players that, it's whether he can almost adapt to being the star.
Yeah. I also think with England, the pressure's going to be on. At Chelsea, a lot of this season, from sort of November onwards, it was like, we've got nothing to play for. Fuck it. So he kind of just... There's a lot of times where he'd get on the ball and he'd ping on top bins because there's nothing to play for. For England, he's going to have that pressure every single game.
That's why I think he is such a danger from the bench. I won't start him. I noticed this in 2021 when Grealish didn't start, and I actually give Southgate this. I wrote a song because I thought he should have started, and I was wrong because he came off the bench and he could. Thank you, but he came off the bench and he could affect games because it's almost like everything was set in stone. All the tactical plans, they didn't have a plan for him. If someone starts, you have a plan for him. You know what if you come into the game, you can find your position in the game. And I feel as though Grealish did that. Grealish come off the bench, and that's why everyone was like, oh no, he's got to start, because he was impacting games. Someone like Cole Palmer can do that, can have that sort of impact this tournament if he's off the bench.
And he's another one, Pence.
Yeah.
I fancy him, bring him off the bench, he'll bang one. But then I said that about Rashford as well, to be fair, for the last Euros.
I think we've got good penalty takers.
We do.
Yeah, very good.
For some reason,
Mate, for him, think about Maguire, mate. Maguire's most lethal one.
I said that about the other day, and I said, why didn't Maguire step up for a penalty against when United played in the cup against Coventry?
Yeah, it's true.
Oh, fucking hell, yeah. Was he on the pitch?
Yeah,
he was on the pitch. I don't know why he didn't step up. That's another thing. I don't think there's a player for England who I would not trust to score a pen other than maybe Kyle Walker.
Saka.
Everyone gets nervous about Saka penalties because
Saka's redeemed himself.
But then he missed the one against West Ham as well.
He did.
I wouldn't say he's the greatest penalty taker.
He's not.
I don't know why. Yeah, I've always wondered how he ended up taking pens because he doesn't look like the most natural penalty taker.
He scored a few scuffy ones as well.
He seems like he still is quite his composure, I guess, because he doesn't seem phased. So he'll take it because he doesn't get phased, but he may not be the best technically at taking penalties.
Do you reckon Jude would bang one?
Oh, he'd take a penalty every day of the week. To be fair, let's be honest about it. He thinks very highly of himself, rightfully so.
Yeah. What about Rice?
Yeah, did he take? We had the penalty shootout against Porto. Did Rice took one? I think Rice.
So.
Yeah, Rice scored the last one. I think he did. I was there. I think he did. I'm pretty sure.
I think so. I can imagine.
I think Kane, obviously. I think Miney would bang one as well. I think he'd step up and take one. He's a really good finisher. I think Saka. The
temperament of these players, it's quite mad, isn't it?
It is.
Like I've not seen an England squad. That's one thing I would say in terms of like mindset going into it and the attitude and the mental makeup of the squad. That's quite encouraging.
You think
there's a lot of winners in that squad?
There is, and you think Jude's younger than us, Palmer's younger than us.
It's all Dan Ashworth, bro.
These guys are all younger than us.
They're not younger than me. A lot younger than me, mate.
Nah.
I mean, you think Jude's what, 20?
Yeah, you got a young team with experience as well. Jude's got a lot of experience and he's 20.
Yeah, I think he's played over 200 games professionally now, probably.
Yeah, crazy.
Which is mental to think about.
Mad. Crazy. We'll see how he gets on. I've still got reservations on him, but that is the team. Then we've got Pickford in goal, right back Kyle Walker, left back Shaw. We're taking a risk on him. Centre backs Maguire, Stones, DM Rice, partnered with Mainu in the 10. Foden's on the left. Bellingham in the 10 and right. Saka, Kane up front. Let us know what you think about that team.
That's Stonesy.
Great team. Hopefully it brings it home.